No brass. No brass. Zero. None.
Yeah, I don't believe you. You're going to do it. You're just
No,
going to wait. It's going to be a delayed brass.
You reckon? Maybe I'll just spend the entire podcast keeping you on edge for the brass section. Like this is
Waiting for that dreaded brass.
That's it. You'll know the punch is coming, but you won't know when it's going to land.
Bastard brass! You're going to hit me with a fucking trombone when I least expect it.
Maybe a little bit. What's the
trumpet?
Bad mouth trumpet. 1, great band name. 2, also sounds like a secret anime fight move somehow.
Bad mouth trumpet. Yeah.
Bad mouth trumpet.
Waiting for you to hit me with some fucking what's his name? Chuck Mangione.
That'd be it. That's how it's done.
Terrible.
What is the go with this Rundle Mall sculpture thing? What's
mate. I'll send you a link.
All right.
Okay. Yeah. So I kind of want to do this before any of our intro and stuff, just because I forgot about it last week. So I really want to. Yeah. So it's the last thing posted in Talking Points that we can see.
In Talking Points?
Yeah.
Do you mean
it's in the NULLSCORE server?
In the NULLSCORE server on Discord that people can join?
Can't join. They can't join that one.
Oh, never mind. I was trying to do like a big PR line.
No, that one's not ready yet still.
So this is a link to the rundlemall.com website. It's The Mall's Balls. The Spheres, affectionately titled The Mall's Balls, is Rundle Mall's most iconic artwork. Oh, so this is the sculpture that you were talking about a couple of episodes ago.
Yeah, this was the life-size replica of Chuck Norris's balls that we stumbled across. Yeah,
we were talking about this. We were talking about COVID pizza, right? That was the idea. Yeah, COVID pizza guy. Made from a pair of larger-than-life stainless steel spheres sitting one atop the other. The artwork measures just over 4 meters tall and was brought to life by Vienna-born artist Bert Flugelmann. Always wanted the artwork to be interacted with.
Please interact with my giant balls.
Have you seen the quote? He says, "That's why I like it. Kids go for it. They touch it, smear it, and become part of it." Everybody can respond to it. After we put it up on Sunday afternoon, I went back to Monday to watch community responses to it. A little old lady came walking up to it, looked at it, then she opened up her handbag, took out her handkerchief, and blew on the work and wiped it? What? Oh, cleaned it.
Must have been a smudge on it or something, mate.
Man...
So now let's reread his quote there, but let's add words like the balls and balls in there. That's why I like the balls. Kids go for it. They touch the balls, smear them, and become part of the balls. Everybody can respond to the balls.
No!
After we put the balls up on the Sunday afternoon, I went back on the Monday to watch community responses to my balls.
Oh, no, not my balls. The balls.
Well, they're his balls.
Oh,
he made the balls.
God. I can't wait. I don't get art sometimes, man. I understand if you do a sculpture, it's like a head or something like that. You're like, okay, this is a faithful replication. I appreciate that might take skills. This guy's just like, you know what? I'm going to get 2 stainless steel balls.
I'm just going to make Chuck Norris's testicles and leave them there stacked, and people can figure this shit out for themselves. Also, scroll all the way back up to the top of the page and look top left at Rundle Mall and the logo for the Rundle Mall.
It's just the balls.
It's the balls.
It's the balls.
But they're
the
purple,
logo.
mate. This is beyond blue balls. They're purple. The Rundle Mall balls have been being touched for years with no release. They've gone purple.
Why?
Kids, old ladies, everything, mate.
Today is a day, man. We are 4.5 minutes into recording. This is the start. This is the start we're making. We've put strong foot forward.
Fucking hell. Nice balls, Adelaide. That's where nice I want to leave that one.
Yeah. Don't keep serving up COVID Supremes, please. If you missed that, check out last week's podcast with Eyehole, man. Holy moly.
Welcome to NULLSCORE, the podcast where we tried really hard to record on the right day, but fuck, man, real life just never lets us.
No.
My name's Jim, and this is my co-host Ham and Cheese Sandwich. Got any tomato sauce, man?
Okay, listen. I have not heard that intro before, but I have very strong opinions on this subject. Okay. All right. Sauce on a toasted sandwich. I don't think it should be there. I don't think tomato sauce belongs on a ham cheese tomato.
I think a tiny bit is forgivable.
I think it's
I hate
forgivable.
seeing when people fucking just like they get the bottle and they fucking squeeze the life out of it.
Listen. Here's my point. Here's my point, right? If you put a toasted sandwich into a toasted sandwich maker, anyone that's tried to make, jaffles, like, is that a lingo that you're familiar with? Like a difference between a toasted sandwich and a jaffle? It's kind of like it's sort of like a toasted sandwich for those of you that don't know, but it kind of like creates like a sealed parcel with each triangle of the
all the edges are closed.
Toasted sandwiches. Yeah, all the edges are closed. Yeah,
like
so you can you can put non-solid ingredients in there. So like baked beans is a common one. The problem is when you do that and you put it in a toasted sandwich maker, it becomes like scalding hot, like ridiculously hot. So like liquids and stuff like tomato sauce, you bite into it and then it's like, it just like squirts out onto your cheek and fucks you up.
Enjoy
it's
your
horrible.
liquid death.
Yeah, exactly. When people make toasted sandwiches and they like reach for the tomato sauce or even worse, by the way, the barbecue sauce, I can appreciate like a decent bit of barbecue sauce, but you put it on afterwards. Don't put it on before.
You're basically like that toxic masculinity ad, the black guy like stopping the white guy from following that chick.
Yeah.
The guy reaching for the tomato sauce.
Yeah, that's me. That's me. I'll just go, hang on there, buddy. Yeah, it's exactly. I have very strong opinions about this. I would love to hear what other people's opinions are on this, but I think if you put tomato sauce on a toasted sandwich before it goes in, you're an animal. You're a monster. I can accept putting it on afterwards, but putting it on beforehand. Yeah. Anyway, that's my incredibly strong opinion about a very, very minor concept that simply came out of the intro. How are you doing this morning, man? We were supposed to record yesterday, but I was pretty fried. I was doing stuff. I went on circuit Thursday, Friday, and then I got to bed pretty late Friday night. So
that makes sense. Yeah.
Saturday morning.
I'm pretty sure I was sick, man. I was supposed to. So I woke up when my alarm went off and felt like death. So I saw your message, and I just I stopped for a few minutes. I was like, I can't even think right now. I'm too fucked. So I went to the toilet, and then while I was in the toilet, that's when I sent you that message, that fucking picture of Sam Jackson.
Yeah.
It's just as, when you were like saying, I can't do this morning. What'd you say?
I said
kind of fried this morning, mate. Can we do tomorrow morning? And then like 1 minute later, I've sent you a picture of Samuel Jackson. It just says stairs, motherfuckerly.
It's him in Pulp Fiction. It's so good. Yeah. He sent me that, and I was like, "Oh God!" Like he actually really wants to do it. I was like ready to jump up and like make a double, killer coffee espresso or something like that.
Yeah.
But, I was like, if I won't, I'll get coffee. And you were like, nah, it's all good. And I was like, oh, good, yeah. good.
No, I was I was so ruined, man, that I after that I immediately went back to bed. I was like, I feel like I need like another hour or something like that. I woke up at 11 o'clock. So I've slept for another 4 odd hours, roughly 4 hours.
There you go.
I was fucked, man. And then I felt sick all yesterday, and I still don't feel good now. So
Jesus.
I'm just pushing through.
Fair enough. Yeah, I went on circuit Thursday, Friday. For those of you long-term listeners, you'll know, but if you're new, if you're welcome to the podcast. In real life, I am a defense lawyer, but I work in a regional area, so occasionally we have to travel out to courts. Thursday, Friday, we traveled out to 2 towns called Djara and Boulia. And I did a bit of Googling, and I think these are the smallest towns I've been to on circuit. We do a couple, but I'm just going to quickly do a Google of one of the other places. Yeah. Okay. So officially the smallest town I've been to is a place called Dajara. Have you ever heard of Dajara before?
No.
Okay. It is a population, or has a population of 191 people. It is tiny, tiny, tiny. I'm going to bring it up on a map so that you can see what Dajara looks like. It looks pretty huge, but when you zoom in, I will show you the tiny little place it is. What I'll do is, where are you? You are here. Okay. I'll just grab this for you. I'll send you a map so you can have a look, because it is literally like a 2-street town. So I've sent you little Dajara maps things, but basically I went there Thursday, went out to this little place. It is tiny. I'm looking at it now. It has 5 streets in total. So it's got like a highway, and then it's got a road parallel to that, and then another road parallel to that, and 3 roads perpendicular, and that's the entire town. That's it. Like those are all the towns and intersections.
Man, it has a roadhouse. Sick.
Yes. Yeah, so it's got the roadhouse, which is like a restaurant, mini grocery store, and fuel bowser all in one.
Yeah.
And then that place, like Dajara, you basically take that and then you keep going, and eventually you hit Boulia. But just to kind of like hammer in how sort of just like off to the side little Dajara is, you basically have 2 options going out of Dajara. You can either go west, which takes you up towards Mount Isa, or you can go south, which takes you towards Boulia. That's it.
Okay, but directly west, there's something here called the Monument. I really want to know what that's about. Is it actually some sort of cool... oh, no, it's not. It's just a rock sticking out of the ground.
It's a rock.
It looks like an earth erection. But it's also really petty, like small. Like when you get... when you spend too much time on 4chan, you see like people posting pictures of tiny erect penises, and you're like, oh God, why would anyone have this on the computer, let alone post it for someone else to see? Here it is. Here's a real one.
Why is this
sticking out of the ground? God damn it.
Yeah, so we went and visited Dajara, which they just do court in the police station. So you literally go out the back, and they've got 2 stations for, officers that are stationed there. The magistrate sits at one, and then you sit basically just on like another chair in the middle of the station, and that's how you conduct your matter. And then we go to Boulia after that. And Boulia is really interesting because Boulia is a little bit bigger. It's probably more like a 12-street town, right? It's got 2 petrol stations, which lets you know it's a bigger deal. But it has like camel races every year. Have you ever been to a camel race, Jim?
No, I've never been interested in a fucking camel race.
Yeah, so... This place, Boulia, I think has like a regular population of like 200 or so. But, okay, there you go. In 2016, it had 301 people. But during the camel races, that swells to 6,000.
Jesus.
So,
I was going to say, 200 people doesn't sound like enough people to have much of a fucking camel racing scene around it, I guess.
Yeah, no. So it goes from 300 people to like 6,000 people during camel racing scene. Because what happens is in these regions, people drive for like hours and hours and hours just for shit to do. So like people will go to Mount Isa for the rodeo, Boulia for the camel races, all that sorts of stuff. And I was just fascinated walking around having a look at it. So then Friday we did court in Boulia, and I drove about 4 hours back home to Mount Isa, and then was doing work at the office. So between, a stay in a hotel, which was pretty good, honestly, as far as hotels go. Like I don't usually sleep pretty well on hotel beds, but they were all super comfy and whatnot. Between that, I just wasn't able to record yesterday.
I'm so disappointed. Well, I'm looking at this. I'm still looking at the monument.
You're still hung up on this monument.
One person has left it a review 2 years ago. Pat left a 2 stars out of 5. So the monument's obviously just as disappointing as it looks in the pictures.
So one guy went to see it and he was like, you know what? This is a 2 out of 5.
I mean, it's a thing to look at, but it's not very impressive. Like, you go stand next to it, it's nearly as tall as you are. Like, don't know about a monument.
What's the bet that some guy in like Dajara Shire Council was like, you know what, we don't have a tourist attraction. And they're like, oh yeah, well, how are we going to get one of those? He goes, why don't we just pick a big rock and call it a monument?
Carve this bit of rock out so it looks like a penis sticking out of the ground and call it the monument.
Yeah.
So I start referring to my own dick from now on, the monument.
The monument. That's it. If you come back to my place, you can have a look at the monument.
What's that? Oh, you'll see. You'll find out. It's about 3 inches of disappointment.
It's a 2 out of 5, according to one guy from Dajara.
According to Pat, why is some man rating your dick out of on a scale of 1 to 5? Like, I would rather not discuss.
You have to take that up with Pat from Dajara.
Yeah, you have to ask Pat how that happened.
Oh, strong sip of coffee.
Man, Jesus Christ. Let's talk about the scalper.
The PS5 scalper. We're on a rapid pace,
scalper.
by the way. Today is just
cares?
like a grab bag of like little topics, and I'm here for it. I'm really enjoying this. What happened with this?
This is also in talking points. It's also in talking points if you want to see it.
Oh, it's also in talking points because in the script you've said live by the sword, die by the sword, and I am.
You'll see why.
Fascinated to find out.
You'll see why. So,
here we go. So this is
it's
the
a Twitter
link?
post where a guy has just said in all caps, "Sucks, dude," and then after that he just says in normal, like just normally typed, "Maybe don't scalp shit in hordes." So some guy has said, "Fuck your feelings. Digital $900, disc $1,100. Tap in," and he's got a picture with a pile of way too many PS5s. More than one person should be owning right now.
3, 4 by... So he's got 24, 30, 36, about 37 units. About 37 units.
He has a lot.
I don't know what the difference between the black and white packaging is, but he's got a mix of digital and disc versions.
Yeah.
So
I think it's the white one, the digital, I think. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Either way, this is far above RRP. And,
the RRP right now for the PS5 digital edition is 400, disc drive is 500. So this guy is more than double.
More than double.
Yeah.
So then the next picture is a Reddit post. It says, apparently he has another load incoming. Edit. He was doxxed. Edit 2. He apparently lives only 38 minutes away from a man that claims that he is about to rob him. Results show that the gun and mask image that he shared was legitimately taken by him. Edit 3. He has shown his GPS app. He is currently driving to his house. Edit 4. He was robbed and he deleted his Twitter account.
Holy moly.
Mate.
Live by the sword, die by the sword.
The first reply here is a screenshot from Joker where he's saying, "You get what you fucking deserve."
God damn. Holy moly.
I mean...
Yeah, so the quartering has responded to it. He says, scalping shit does not justify being robbed. As much as they suck, it doesn't come close to justifying it. There are exactly 0 police reports indicating he was actually robbed. Look, he is correct in that scalping does not justify robbery. However,
if you didn't scalp and gloat about it, then you probably wouldn't have been a target.
Correct. I do not think that scalping justifies robbery. However, if you believe that posting a large number of easily portable, highly valuable objects on social media would not leave you open to potentially ambitious scammers or robbers or criminals, then you are deluded. Like, no,
it's like
it doesn't
taking
justify
a picture of a fucking of a suitcase full of money and going, "Yeah, I just keep this under my bed." It's like, all right, well,
correct, exactly. Yeah. Like, it doesn't justify it, but you're not doing yourself any favors either.
No.
No, it's silly. It's absolutely silly. It's the reason that this guy should not have posted this photo of PS5s is for exactly the same reason that, YouTubers don't film with their windows open, for instance. Have you seen like this sort of stuff? Like people will go and buy curtains in their offices and whatnot so people can't triangulate their apartment based upon their outside, like the view from their window?
No. I do remember thinking that it was kind of, so, you know who Sansa is?
Mm.
Doug, was it Doug Martin, I think? He's ex-FaZe. He's now FaZe Sansa was what he was known as for years.
Yeah.
He didn't give a shit, man. He just walks around, films outside, shows people where he is, his new house, his fucking cars and stuff. And then people start messing with him, like, and he's like, oh, these guys need to get a life, and it's so disappointing they would do this, blah, blah, blah. It's like, dude, people are going to fuck with you. If they know where you live and you're a figure, you're a public figure, they're going to fuck with you. They're going to do all sorts of dumb shit to you. Yeah. What do you expect?
Yeah, that's nuts to think about. And I just...
Fucking Tyler 1 was the same. Moved into his new house and immediately he's just like, yo, guys, check this out. And he's like filming outside and shit. It's like, dude.
Don't do it. And then...
Why would you do this to yourself? Because he is someone that people will absolutely fuck with just to see him rage. Like, just to see his reaction. Because he reacts so over the top to it.
Yeah, it's just nuts. Like, I think in some circumstances you can take the high road. Again, I'm hammering on this, but I just think it's just a fucking ridiculous argument to take. People are like, you shouldn't justify, robbery by virtue of scalping. It's like, yeah, but, kind of did it to himself. Like, am I glad? No. Do I think he could have gone about it in a better way? Sure. Like, it's just instant karma, That's all it is.
Yeah, I don't know. I see people arguing that like scalpers are in a way stealing, blah blah blah. It's like, I don't think that they're stealing. I think that they're just doing something really fucking shitty.
I mean, here's the thing. Like, it's just because it's sort of in the public interest and it's around Christmas time that this kind of thing is a big issue. Like, buying stuff up for resale has been very common for years. Like, GPUs are an excellent example. Like, we saw this sort of shit happen when the 30 series released.
Yep.
And people were pretty annoyed about it, but it wasn't so widespread as it is with the PlayStations and the Xboxes. Because shit's coming closer to Christmas and there are a lot of, families and parents and whatnot who are looking out for this sort of stuff, it's got higher, emotional stakes.
Well, consoles also have a much higher demand than, 3090s or 3080s.
Correct.
There's a lot of crossover between people looking for those graphics cards and people looking for consoles, but then there's also, like you just explained, the parents they're just trying to get a console for their kid for Christmas. That's what they're trying to do. Yeah. And scalpers are all they're doing is I saw one that was saying don't cry to me because you're poor or don't have money, blah blah blah. It's like, well, that's not what people are complaining about. They're complaining because you've created a shitty situation and you're trying to profit off it.
Yeah, it's not like they're asking it for free. They just want it for RRP.
They want to buy it for a reasonable price, not fucking more than double.
Yeah, exactly. And I think in a lot of circumstances, I've seen other Twitter things where I remember reading a tweet. Oh, God, geez, I wish I could link it to you, but it was some mum who was saying, just a reminder that if you're a grown adult buying yourself a console this year, you're basically stealing a present out from a kid's tree.
No.
And I was sort of like, no, that's not really what it is. I think if that's your concern, that there's a limited number, and if you aren't, some parent with a kid on Christmas, you shouldn't be buying PS5s. I think the person you're angry with in that circumstance is probably either Sony or Microsoft. Production is down to those companies.
Yeah.
So if they've miscalculated required production, then that's a blunder on their, marketing team or, their production team. Right?
Well, could they just simply not get that many produced in the time, required? They might not have just not be able to get that many out of a factory between.
Yeah, I think I think so. I'm sort of just trying to like hop inside this vehicle of entitlement that I saw this mum having, you know?
Honestly, if she's complaining because she didn't get one for her, she wasn't able to get one for her kid on time, it is no one else's fault that you decided, I'll just walk into Walmart or whatever and buy one at the last second. You should have done this months ago. You should have pre-ordered one, and you probably would have had one a month ago. Whenever the fuck it was that everyone was started getting their pre-orders and stuff. You had heaps of time. These things have been getting advertised since early in the year. You had heaps of fucking time to place a pre-order if you wanted one for Christmas for your kid. It's no one else's fault that you just decided you were going to Karen your way into getting one at the last second.
That kind of blows my mind is that sort of opinion on it. It's like you sort of have to expect that this sort of thing will happen. And if you don't, I think the only person you've got to blame is yourself. Mm-hmm. So, it is what it is. I want to talk about this Genshin Impact thing. I know you probably haven't seen this one, but I think it's absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, I have no idea, so it'll be new to me.
Okay. So, are you familiar with the game Genshin Impact at all?
Not at all.
Okay, so it's kind of doing the rounds on Twitch. I know very, very little about the game's mechanics as a whole. As much as I understand, though, it's like a mobile PC cross-platform experience. It has a sort of Breath of the Wildy feel to it, but also includes a pretty significant number of microtransactions, from what I understand, right? Because it's a mobile game and that's how mobile companies function, right? Yep. Again, nothing inherently wrong in microtransactions in a situation where it does not affect, well, for one, if it's a free-to-play game and microtransactions are for cosmetic purposes, all for it. I think that that's excellent, right? I think that's a fantastic business model. I myself have been squeezed out of thousands of dollars by Riot through League of Legends. Right? And that's no joke. I think I calculated the amount that I'd spent on skins like years ago, and it was somewhere in the $1,600, $1,700 bracket. So it's an effective business model, right? And it's free. So you can get your mates to play it. And I respect the hustle in that respect. When you have to pay for a game and then you still have to pay more money to like effectively win the game, Star Wars Battlefront, that's a horrible example. Yeah, exactly. Horrible example of monetization. Genshin, the reason I bring this up and microtransactions is because what they were doing is the developer Paimon, right, was sending bundles of in-game currency to content creators that were playing the game, right? This is not an uncommon practice. This happens all the time. They will send them the in-game currency to encourage them to continue playing the game, right? Because the streamers are effectively free advertising, right? So they sent a message. It says, "We would like to thank all travelers for your continued support and assistance. Please take this gift as a token of Paimon's gratitude," right? And then it included 1,000 of whatever it is their in-game currency is. Yeah. Right? However, there's a second part to the message. And this is where Paimon messed up. It says, in brackets, "Please refrain from sharing the content of this message with anyone." Now,
whoops.
Two things happen as a result of that. One, it's clear that Paimon's attempting to get this, these packages out to content creators without the public knowing, right? And I think that that's shady for a couple of reasons, but mostly because if you're giving this stuff to content creators and they're not supposed to disclose that they got that in-game currency from Paimon for free,
which they have to.
That's what I'm saying. It sort of goes against a lot of these sponsorship and ad regulations that we have nowadays. It's also just dishonest. It gives the impression that this creator has bought this in-game currency because they wanted it, not because they were given it, right? Not to say anything of whether they think it's worth it or not, right? For 2, the mistake that they made is the majority of the content coming out from Genshin Impact is from live streamers. And what is a live streamer going to do when they get a message in their mailbox?
And they read that out,
Mid-game.
and then that's the last line. That's the last thing. They
That's
read
the
halfway through and go,
last line.
yeah.
And they read it out on stream.
Maybe lead with that. Maybe lead with that if you like.
So a couple of streamers were getting those on stream and opening them up and reading them on stream. And so Paimon got a little bit of shit for it. Basically sending these like, please don't tell anybody. Meanwhile, the streamer is like, we would like to thank please refrain from sharing the... Oh, am I not supposed to read this on stream?
Standing on rooftop with the fucking megaphone. Please don't share. Oh, fuck. Yeah.
So I kind of like... Are you on the same page I am when we think, like, is this a shady thing to do? Is this kind of
Firstly,
like above board?
It is shady. You shouldn't be doing that in the first place. Secondly, if you really don't want that read out, you probably need to lead with that in your email instead of like putting everything else before it. And then
I should say,
saying,
so this
hey,
is like
keep this between us.
This is the in-game mail system, right? So it's not like they sent content.
They're going to open it
emails
on stream then. They're going to open it on stream, like.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, so this is like the World of Warcraft mailbox. This is, I don't know, the Genshin mailbox.
Oh,
like
no.
It's just, Genshin, why? And I tell you what, the PR guy at Genshin probably needed a cup of coffee after that one, don't you think?
Oh, mate. He fucking would have needed one. But I mean, hopefully it was a cup of coffee good enough to make him finally spend a bit more, on something nice and stop drinking instant.
That would be really good. In fact, I really hope it was a cup of coffee strong enough that it's kind of like the coffee that International Roast drinks to wake itself up. It's the coffee that coffee drinks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, fuck Folgers, mate.
Or maybe it's a cup of coffee that gives him the mental fortitude to survive the relentless Christmas carols on repeat at Maya.
Well, look, let's not get too far ahead of ourselves here. Like, that's
that's a pretty strong coffee.
Those fuckers will drill into your brain. Like, they just fucking burrow in, mate. They are like the audio equivalent of bot flies. Fucking get right.
God, oh man, I'm feeling nauseous just thinking about it. There's like YouTube videos
hell.
of people removing bot flies. It's horrible.
No, it's good. I fucking love it.
Jesus.
So the last thing I had, it was not even a joke. Just seriously, stop drinking Blend 43. It's fucking hot bin water. Get some killer coffee, please. Blend 43 sucks so bad. Stop it.
So if you need a good coffee, much like the PR guy from Genshin would have, then Killer Coffee. It's a good one. Still not sponsored, by the way. We're not sponsored by Killer Coffee. We're not affiliated. They didn't sanction any of these. I feel like I have to mention this every time that we do this. Because one day the Killer Coffee guys will rock up and they'll be like, what have you guys been doing?
What have you been doing? Yeah.
And but one day maybe we'll approach them. We'll make it legit.
Oh, which one next? Hamish, what do you want to fucking talk about next?
There are a lot of really good subjects here. I want to talk about... So, okay, well, let's talk about the Cyberpunk thing and then we'll talk about the Monster Cat thing because the Monster Cat thing I think might be a bit of an in-depth conversation. Sorry, I have a dog on my leg and she is...
Well, it's over
give
now.
Me attention.
So, I mean, the Monster Cat thing's over now, but it was still interesting to see. But yeah, go with Cyberpunk.
I think it's an interesting discussion anyway. So, Cyberpunk 2077, biggest release this season by far, right? Cyberpunk is coming out. Games are delaying or rescheduling releases because they're coming out the same week as Cyberpunk. This is how big of a release it is because the hype surrounding this was sent into, astronomical levels after the back of the Keanu Reeves meme. They had him come on and then that presentation at Cyberpunk became a meme in and of itself, which is the You're Breathtaking meme.
Yeah.
That came from the Cyberpunk one. And then there was that huge swell of Keanu-related love. So it was just crazy, crazy, crazy good. Anyway, there was a big snag in a lot of the hype, and that was in the wake of all the Twitch DMCA claims. There was a huge concern that Cyberpunk would actually cause streamers to get DMCA claimed. There's a bunch of really, really funny clips of people playing like GTA and switching off the radio. Or my personal favorite was somebody playing, God, what was it called? It was that David Cage game Between Two Worlds, maybe? I don't know. And there's a scene where these two girls are rocking out in a bedroom to some like rock music. And the whole idea of the scene is that one person's trying to convince the other person to dance, but I think it was 29 Daff had just disabled the music completely.
So they were just like dancing to nothing.
Yeah, they were just sprites jumping around in the room. If I find the clip, I'll add it in the NULLSCORE thing. Anyway,
that's all good.
Yeah, Cyberpunk had some copyrighted music in there. Streamers were really worried that they would get copyright strikes. CD Projekt Red subsequently came out and they said, well, we're going to release a streamer mode. So there's an option that you can select in the settings that will disable all of the licensed music or music that could potentially lead to a DMCA strike, and just leave everything else, which I think is one, really, really cool, and two, kind of a sign of changing times, right?
Yeah.
It's both one, a greater level of it's not even a greater level of respect for DMCA. It's more so just the impact that live streaming and content creation has in general in the video gaming industry, that they're going out of their way to create such an option, because that option doesn't assist anyone else. No. Like that doesn't help the general player. It doesn't help.
I feel like it's a pretty easy thing for them to do, though, like to just have two playlists in game, one that has all the copyrighted shit in and one that has all of it off, and only has the stuff that won't get people fucking pinned for on Twitch or YouTube or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, even less than two playlists, you could just tag songs that are potentially copyright dangerous and simply have, different songs play instead.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It would be like a playlist, like
yeah, okay.
So this is the set of songs that we'll play. Normally, this is the set with all anything potentially, strike worthy removed.
Yeah.
It gets them a lot of brownie points too. Like, it's a lot of PR, even for people who don't fucking stream. It's still like, it still will be looked at as like, oh, well, they actually give a shit about their players and, content creators and stuff. They care about these people. They're not just going, well, good luck, guys. Just turn all the music off then. Or Twitch's fucking thing too.
Yeah, that will filter down through content creators. Content creators will filter down through the masses. I think it's just very cool. I think Cyberpunk has just gone from strength to strength to strength with their PR stuff, especially in the wake of all of their delays. And I'm really excited for when that comes out.
It's because they have their finger on the pulse, man. They're paying attention to what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And they've got a team fast enough that they can make moves on these sorts of things. I mean, the only one that I can think in recent memory that was also another really good example of PR was when Microsoft did the surprised monkey face. Did you see that one? Did I talk to you about that one?
Yeah, I think so. Was that...
It was a few episodes. It would have been a few episodes ago, but the Xbox Series X...
They leaked something and someone jumped on it and they were like, oh, fuck.
Yeah,
so they replied with,
yeah. So the Xbox Series X price got released like a day early, so they just posted that image. It's just the monkey going, and it was one of the best things I've ever seen from a PR team. It had no words on it.
It's a good reaction.
No text, no copy. It was just the image.
Yeah, and it wasn't a reply to anything. It was just a post, just a straight up post.
That's it. It was one of the It was one of the coolest ways I've seen that sort of stuff be handled. Let's talk about the Monster Cat sub business, because I think you and I are in a decent position to talk about this, because I want to see whether the core question is the outrage too much, or do you think it's justified? So to catch people up on this, right? Monster Cat is an audio provider, are they a label? I think they're a label. And they mostly do EDM, house, dubstep, drum and bass kind of stuff. They do electronic music. That's their thing. And they partnered up with Twitch to basically say, hey, if you get Monster Cat Gold, which basically licenses you to use certain songs and avoid DMCA claims, you will also be given Twitch affiliate status. Now, Twitch affiliate status is, of course, the first hurdle to making any money on the platform. You don't get a subscribe button until you're an affiliate. I think people can't donate bits either. I think bits and subscriptions are locked behind the affiliate wall. Emotes and all that sort of business is also behind affiliate. So it's kind of like the first hurdle, and you need 50 followers, an average of 3 concurrent viewers, and 8 hours streamed in the past month, I think, to make affiliate.
All of those are very, very easy targets to hit.
They are very, very easy targets to hit.
I think no one's right here, honestly. I think the outrage
what's your
of it
thought
was
on it?
fucking silly. I think that just people being outraged, saying like, "Oh, you're taking away like, what about all the people who worked hard for affiliates?" Like, no one worked hard for affiliate. Like, really.
So just to be clear, a Monster Cat Gold subscription would effectively allow you to bypass those restrictions.
Yeah, jump straight to affiliate. That's what it was.
Yeah,
it's gone now. I'm not surprised.
But stopped it after a week. Yeah,
he fucking killed it pretty quickly. Yeah. But I don't think it needed to be as huge. Like, I think it was wrong. That's shit. You shouldn't be able to buy affiliate. Why can't we just fucking buy a partner? Why not just buy a partner? Like, people who do that, who like pay for like bots and shit like that they get fucking banned. This is just because it's a partnership with Twitch, and I realize that botting's not the same as buying affiliate, but that's kind of my point. Like, it's not a representation of someone's content, like the quality of their content or their community or whatever, if they're just buying their way up. No. This is bad because it will show Twitch, like if enough people bought this, Twitch might have eventually go, you know what, man, why don't we just start selling partner status as well? Won't matter. We won't have to give them more money because their numbers aren't there. They won't be earning enough through subs or ads to warrant us, giving them anything. And the emote, they can just lock the emotes to sub points the same way they did with affiliate when they added more. So they won't have to store your emotes and stuff unless you actually earn them. So partner status won't really mean much either.
No, I think, I don't know. I was in two minds about it because I think a lot of people are right when they say that these requirements are so low. Why does it even matter? Like, a lot of these sort of very early milestones, especially once you've been streaming for a little while, very easy to make. Before I took my massive break, 3 average viewers was a really slow night. Yeah. Like, you would kind of have that as a minimum, unless you were like deliberately being boring. You kind of don't sink below that once you've been at it for a while, right? Yeah. Once you've been at it for a while. But I think starting out, especially with no assistance, getting to that point is, I don't think it's a rite of passage, right? I don't think that by paying money, you're effectively skipping over something that's, sacred, right? But I definitely think it's a learning experience, yeah? And I'm talking just basic shit, right? Like, for instance, not putting an opaque alert over your face, right? That's rule number 1, okay? A lot of people will sub or donate to get your reaction, right? So you don't do that. Setting up your scene so it looks smooth. Setting up your stream so that it comes through smooth. Like getting a handle on your bitrate. Like really basic stuff to make a stream watchable is what will get you over the line for affiliate. And it's not hard, but you will learn that very quickly. If your stream is choppy and like pixelated, people won't tune in. Because there is better things to watch. They won't
watch it if they can't watch it.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the affiliate threshold kind of helped with that a little bit. anyone willing to go to the lengths to get licensing for music so that they can play it on stream probably has a, is willing to, take the extra step and have a look at all of these steps like bitrate and whatnot. But I don't think it warrants a big screaming match. But certainly I think that there is a little bit of a value in that affiliate hurdle. I've said it on stream a bunch.
Yeah, go on.
I've said it a bunch of times on stream. People that have watched my stream will have known. When I was sitting in the 30-40 bracket, when I was playing Legends of Runeterra, people would say, hey, raid this person. They're relatively new. They only ever get 2-3 viewers. And I would say no. And I would then explain that I don't want to take away the affiliate milestone, right? Because I think that it's something that when you're that early on, it's something you definitely want to achieve. And I think simply having that handed to you it stings a little bit. Again, I don't think it's a big rite of passage. But
the problem with doing that is you could raid them. Say you raid them twice inside of a month. That pushes them over that, that pushes them over the line. So they get handed affiliate. And then you're like, all right, you're affiliate. Now you don't need my help. So you don't raid them again.
Yeah.
Their numbers go back to what they were before.
Yeah.
So they're left with in the 2 to 3 range and not barely breaking 3. Or maybe a handful of your people stick around and go to them every now and then. So they're in the 4 to 5 bracket. But a lot of people just lurk.
Yep.
And the chat is mostly dead. They're kind of back, they haven't made any progress.
No, and you have to understand as well, the reasoning for a big streamer not rating a smaller streamer so as not to kick them over affiliate is different to the reasoning for people getting confused or upset that you can buy it effectively through Monster Cat Gold. The difference there is money versus influence, and they're two very, very different, currencies. And I think with this sort of thing, I don't think it's something to get incredibly upset about. Like, people were like, this just disvalues all of the affiliates out there, blah, blah, affiliate, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what do you mean devalues affiliates?
Is hardly anything.
Affiliate, it's barely anything. Like, you have to understand, there are affiliates who get 1 to 2 viewers. There are affiliates who get 90. Like, you can't just put everybody in the same bracket and go, oh man, affiliates are so disappointed about this. Like, what's an affiliate? What's the threshold? There's such a wide group of people. I'm positive that the guy playing Fortnite with 80 concurrents doesn't give a shit about the fact that he's an affiliate.
Doesn't give a fuck, no.
I'm sure he doesn't care about the fact that Monster Cat basically gave a window into these guys on, in the 0 to 5 bracket. Because he's on a different level. He's on a completely different level. But he's also an affiliate. And I don't think he thinks it devalues his position. I think Choco Taco was a big voice on this. He's a partner, which probably makes it a little bit different. But I'm sort of in two minds about it. One, I don't think the outrage is justified, but I also think that I think that the affiliate barrier served as a filter. And it's very, very easy to get past the affiliate bracket, but you needed some basic fundamental things sorted with your stream to achieve that. Thankfully it's ended now, but I think if it continued, you might get a couple of streams that were just garbage.
It doesn't really, I don't think... That's what I was trying to say is the problem with this. I think it's not that the streamers are the problem. The streamers buying into it, they're not the problem. The problem is the more people that did jump onto this, Twitch would be looking at that and going, so we can just sell them something worthless and they'll buy it. They'll just buy it.
Yeah.
So what's next? Are they going to introduce some in between for affiliate and partner? Because there's a huge fucking gap between those two things right now. 3 concurrent viewers versus 75. That's a fucking
massive.
It's a whole, it's a completely different thing. What if they introduced something in between, somewhere around the 20 to 30 mark, and they just decided to start selling that?
That would be different.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, but that's where something like this leads. That's where this goes. If people jump on things like this, they're going to find ways. Twitch already finds ways to nickel and dime you. The subs, the bits, the fucking horrible ads that we've spoken about way too much. They're just finding more and more ways to draw as much money as possible out of you. If they see people basically buying affiliate status, they're going to find ways to continue to sell that, or they'll introduce something in between, fucking 2 or 3 stages in between. Who knows? However they can make money off this, they probably will.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of land on it somewhere in the middle. Very different to my polarizing opinion on toasted sandwiches. I appreciate that.
Well, that's something you have control over. This really is outside of anything we can affect.
Yeah, I haven't had a toasted sandwich in forever, by the way, by virtue of my diet and eating habits. I haven't been able to have a toasted sandwich in a very long time. I'm looking forward to that. I'm so looking forward to Christmas food. Like when I go back home for Christmas, I'll get to eat like stupid amounts of stuff. I'm very keen for that. I am very keen.
I don't think I'll be doing that. I don't think I'll be doing any of that.
So this is the last episode of NULLSCORE. These thumbnails, by the way, that are coming out for these ones, fantastic.
Yeah, Stolt's doing a good job, man.
He's doing a very good job.
Rip Will. I don't.
Look.
Yeah.
Comments, Eyehole Man, damn that Eyehole Man is a handsome chap. And you've responded, you forgot to log into your alt before posting that. There you go. This
fucking
cool.
Eyehole Man.
I always love these podcasts with three people versions. I think it's really, really cool.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, I've tried to get you to bring people on, but you just
look, I can find people.
I mean,
I can try and find people. I just
if you want, if there's people that you want to bring on to, we also there was comments posted on the last one before that, but they weren't posted until after we had recorded with Eyehole Man, so we didn't get to see them. Oh wait, no, you did. We saw Robin Carlson. Oh, he's got his full name there. Mono, what are you doing? There was one for Tully that was posted like 40 minutes after we finished recording. We said, imagine if they told you no brass sounds in court, please.
I don't know. Man, imagine if they told me. I for one, I don't make the brass sounds in court. I don't walk in and I'm like, not guilty. Like it doesn't it doesn't work that way. But yeah, I'm sure that they wouldn't let. It'd probably be contempt of court. All things considered, it would probably be contempt of court if it wasn't done correctly. Oh my god!
Fucking hell! I think let's leave the let's leave the last one, the Black Ops one, till next week because it'll still be there. It's not going anywhere.
The Black Ops, yeah, okay,
yeah,
absolutely. Absolutely, we'll put that one in the bank.
Because if we start now, we're almost at an hour. So if we start now, I'm gonna rip on this for like a solid 10 minutes, and it's gonna take us over, and you're gonna be burnt out, and you're like, oh, we're near the end now. We're in now.
Okay, tell you what, we'll save it for next week. There you go. Now you know what's coming. Something about Black Ops. If you want to catch more information about the podcast or potentially whatever it is that we're looking to talk about Black Ops, you can catch Titan at twitch.tv/T1TAN5150 or at Titan with no one _5150 on Twitter. You can also catch me youtube.com/C/Viscerus, even though I haven't posted in friggin' forever, or Twitter at Viscerus TV, in part due to the fact that I just have a heap of work at the moment. And I'm enjoying my break a little bit. Decompressing from content creation outside of NULLSCORE. NULLSCORE is about the one thing that I do consistently. But you're still streaming? You're still streaming pretty regularly, obviously.
When I can. I miss one here and there, but I've been trying to get back into Tuesday, Wednesday, Fridays like I used to.
That's good. Yeah, I saw you. I dropped in on your Elite Dangerous stream the other day. That was interesting.
Yeah, I can't remember which night that was. Wednesday, maybe?
Space Truckers. Yeah.
We need more people. We need a full wing of 4 so we can smash these wing missions out. It's usually just Woody. It's just me and Woody, and sometimes Stolt joins us.
Woody's a good time. He's a fun dude. I should see him when I drop back in for Christmas. I should say hello.
You should.
Get some food.
You can't ignore Woody. Go see Woody.
I will go see Woody, and then we can go see the monument.
Go tell him, give him some kind words from me. Tell him that I said his dog looks crazy as ever.
His dog, so he so does. Oh my god! Look, I tell you what, we'll catch you guys next time before we start rambling.
Thanks for watching, guys. See ya.
Thanks for watching. See ya. His dog does look like an electrified. Like, it looks like it's been hit by lightning, though.
Yeah, I made so many jokes at that dog's expense, and then eventually, I think he got a little bit upset about it.
He loves that dog, man. He
Yeah.
loves that dog. It looks like steel wool came to life. That dog looks like somebody, like an old shed mop that just got left like wet and just dried in a really weird way. You know what I'm
You
saying?
know how sometimes you'd go to someone's house and they tell you that you have to look for something in the cupboard. You're like, all right, and you start like pulling shit out, looking for this thing under the sink, and you find this ancient relic, fucking abused piece of steel wool that has like strands coming off it all over the place.
Yeah.
That's what his dog looks like.
It really does. It is,
And
by
he
the
looks
way,
like a really friendly dog, and he's probably like fun to mess around with and shit. But holy fuck, he is nightmare material.
Yeah, no, that dog. I've met the dog before. He plays an awesome game of fetch. Like you can get a stick, you can throw it in the middle of the dam. He'll just take a flying leap, go and get the stick, paddle back, and drop it, and go again. That dog's one of the best. He plays fetch better than anyone else I know.
Better than any other person I know.
Shout out to Ilwood's dog. Shout out to
Woody's
Ilwood's
dog. I'm sorry for all the jokes. They're probably going to continue though.
That's it. Probably going to continue. All right. Red button.